hears a secret language spoken only by the earth, a quiet, patient whisper that most of us are too busy to hear. But today, I want to tell you a story about a man who learned to listen. And in doing so, he learned the secret to everything. This is the story of an old gardener named Elias. If you were to walk past his little cottage on the edge of our town, you would see a paradise. Flowers in a riot of color, trees heavy with fruit, vegetables so vibrant they looked painted. People called it magic. They would ask him, "Elias, what is your secret? What special fertilizer do you use? What is the trick?" And Elias would just smile a quiet, knowing smile and say, "The only trick is to listen." But no one understood what he meant. Now, our story also involves a young man named Leo. Leo was the opposite of Elias. He lived in the city. His life was fast. Fast internet, fast food, fast results. He believed that success was a race and he was determined to win it. But lately, Leo felt a strange emptiness, a feeling that despite all the movement, he wasn't actually getting anywhere. He was tired, frustrated. He saw everyone else's success online and wondered, why not me? What am I missing? One weekend, visiting his family in the countryside, he heard about the old gardener. "They say he can make anything grow," his mother said. "Maybe you should talk to him. It might do you good." Leo, desperate for any kind of answer, agreed. He drove to Elias's cottage, his mind buzzing with a dozen business ideas. He found Elias on his knees, gently tending to some tiny green shoots. Leo didn't waste any time. "Sir," Leo said, "people say you have a secret. I need to know it. I want to build a great company, a powerful life. I want to grow fast. Tell me, what is the secret ingredient?" Elias looked up, his eyes as deep and calm as a still lake. He didn't answer directly. Instead, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a single large brown seed. "Plant this," Elias said. "Right here. Care for it, and you will have your answer." Leo was confused. A seed? This was the great secret? But he took it, found a small patch of earth, and pushed the seed into the soil. He watered it quickly. "Okay," Leo said, brushing the dirt from his hands. "I planted it. Now what?" "Now," Elias said softly, "you wait." The next day, Leo returned early in the morning. He ran to the spot. Nothing, just bare, brown earth. He was disappointed. He found Elias. "Nothing happened," Leo said, a hint of frustration in his voice. Elias simply nodded. "It is not ready. You must water it. You must ensure it gets sun, and you must wait." Day after day, Leo returned, and day after day, he saw nothing. His frustration grew into anger. He was wasting his time. He could be making calls, sending emails, building his empire, and here he was, staring at dirt. One afternoon, after a week of this, Leo snapped. "This is pointless," he exclaimed, throwing his hands in the air. "Nothing is happening. I've been patient. I've done the work. This is just a stupid seed. This isn't teaching me anything." Elias, who was sipping tea under an old oak tree, gestured for Leo to sit. Leo slumped into the chair, defeated. "Tell me, Leo," Elias began, his voice steady. "When you pushed that seed into the earth, did you believe a tree would sprout the next day?" "No, of course not," Leo muttered. "But you expected something, a sign, a crack in the soil, a hint of green. You expected the waiting to be over quickly." Leo was silent. That was exactly what he had expected. "Let me tell you the secret," Elias said, leaning forward. "The most important work is happening where you cannot see it. Right now, beneath that soil, that seed is in a silent, dark struggle. It is absorbing the water you give it. It is pushing its first tiny root downward, anchoring itself. It is gathering all its strength, all its life force, for a single powerful push towards the sun. If you dig it up now to check on it, you will kill it. The struggle is part of the growth. He looked at Leo, his gaze piercing. You are so focused on the fruit, you forget the root. You want the harvest without the season. You want to be a towering tree, but you are not willing to be a vulnerable seed first. In that moment, something broke inside Leo. The old man's words weren't just about the seed. They were about him, his life, his constant hustle, his frustration when success didn't appear overnight. He realized he had been digging up his own dreams every single day, checking for progress and killing them with his own impatience. He thought about the business he wanted to start. He had no skills, no real plan. He just wanted the title of CEO. He wanted the office, but he hadn't been willing to learn how to run a company. He wanted to be a great partner, but he wasn't patient with the people in his life. He wanted everything to bloom, but he had never planted anything of substance. Tears welled in his eyes. It was the truest thing anyone had ever said to him. Leo didn't leave the garden that day. He stayed. He started showing up not for the result, but for the process. He watered the seed without demanding to see it. He learned to enjoy the simple, quiet act of caring for something. He stopped watching the ground and started watching the sky, feeling the sun, listening to the birds. And then, one morning, after many days of this new, patient rhythm, he saw it. A tiny green stem, curved like a question mark, had broken through the earth. It was a miracle, a simple, quiet miracle he had almost missed. He didn't jump for joy. He just felt a deep, profound peace. He had finally listened, and the earth had spoken. Leo went back to the city, but he was a different man. He didn't rush to launch a company. Instead, he got a job to learn. He enrolled in a course to build a skill. He started watering the roots of his own life. He invested in himself, patiently, trusting the process even when he saw no immediate result. He learned to find joy in the daily practice, in the quiet growth. He understood now that the gardener's secret wasn't a special trick. It was a profound truth. The secret is that all of life is a garden. Your dreams, your relationships, your career, your inner peace, they are all seeds. You must plant them with intention. You must water them with consistent action. You must protect them from the weeds of doubt and fear. But most importantly, you must give them the dark, quiet time they need to grow roots. You must learn the sacred art of waiting, not a passive, idle waiting, but an active, faithful waiting. A waiting filled with trust. Because the mightiest oak was once a little nut that held its ground. Your greatest potential is hiding in your most patient seasons. So stop digging up your seeds. Trust the process. Do the work, and then let life do its magic. Your time to break through the soil is coming. Just wait.